Has ni nani wewe tu ninawera double K mwalimu panda.
My darlings, hello, my darling. Welcome to our seventh episode, where we're going to talk about influence and positioning, and we're going to look on the three pillars of brand power. So, I feel like episode 7 is one of the most strategic and powerful in our entire, mastering the art of personal branding series. This is where we move from visibility, from being seen, to influence being felt, and also to positioning where we're being chosen. So we're going to go in depth and talk about the three P's of influence and positioning. The three P's are presence, personality, and positioning. And we're going to talk about how we can embody them in our brand so we can command attention, authority, and trust without chasing validation. So welcome on board. So let's look on influence and positioning. So first of all, influence is not about followers, it's about impact. And no pun intended here, but you can have 100,000 followers and no influence, darling. You can also have 100 loyal people who act when you speak. That's the difference between visible and being positioned. In this episode, we're going to dive, in depth into how we should cultivate a real influence and authority through the three P's: the presence, personality, and positioning. So your brand doesn't just show up; it's going to stand up. So let's look on what influence is and positioning. So let's start with influence. Influence is your ability to shift how people think, how they feel, and how they act through your message and your energy. And it's also built through trust and credibility and also alignment. People don't just follow influencers for that matter, they follow influence. So if you're going to have influence, people are going to act and even follow you. So influence is earned through consistency, and we say consistency is the new currency, don't forget that. And also now consistency and authenticity, not popularity. So you can be popular but you don't have any influence. I want you to remember that. So now let's look on positioning. So positioning is where your brand sits in the mind of your audience, and it's the answer to the questions. When people think of your niche or even the message, do they think of you? Or when they think about certain message, do they think of you? So strong positioning means you've carved a mental and emotional space that no one else can occupy that. So positioning is about owning a lane, not competing in traffic. So darling, let's look on the three P's, of the framework. The three P's are framework of presence, personality, and positioning. Presence, it's about the power of how you show up. Presence is the energy, I'd say. It's the confidence that you're going to project. And wherever you go, whenever you enter in a room, whenever you're in the digital space. Okay, so let's say it's just the way you project your energy, whether physical or even in digital. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear your energy all the time. It's what people feel when they meet your brand before you even talk about it, or even before they even fully grasp what it's all about, or how they even fully understand it. So let's look at because we do have the components of presence, and we have, I think, 4 elements, and which is the body language, the vocal tone, the energetic posture, and online presence, which is very important. So online presence is going, to be about consistency in visuals, in tones, and the posting. And what impact does it give? It builds recognition and credibility. When you look at the energetic posture, it's all about your spiritual and emotional state. So the impact is about creating magnetism and peace. When you look at the vocal tone, how you speak, not just what you say, is it going to build trust, and are people going to resonate with you? When you look at the body language, posture, smiles, gestures, eye contact, so it's all about its impact is about communication, confidence, and authority. So how do we build a magnetic presence? First of all, like I keep on saying, you need to prepare your spirit before you go out there, or even before you produce any content out there, or even before you post, you need to do some grounding. You can do affirmation so that your spirit, or even the energy that you project out there, it's not going to have more like a negative vibe. So you need always to stay grounded. You need prayers, you need meditation, whatever works for you, darling. So the other thing that builds a magnetic presence is dress with intention. Your brand colors and images should communicate your confidence. The other thing, it's enter every space with value. You need to always ask yourself, what energy am I adding here? So if it doesn't feel right for you, it's not good to release it to the world. So also now you need to record from alignment, not anxiety. That's why I keep on saying we need to work within our emotions, because not all days are going to be a good day. So you need to learn techniques, the way that you can bring back yourself to the alignment. So because if you can bring up anxiety, remember that energy transfers through the lens, and everybody's going to pick that. So your presence is your silent PR. Even when you don't know it's working, it always works. So let's look on personality. So we're on the second P, which is the personality. It's the power of how you are remembered. Personality is your brand flavor. It's the emotion fingerprint that makes you memorable. So your personality is going to shape your tone, the storytelling, the connection, and how you post. People might admire your authority, but they fall in love with personality. So your personality is your permission to be human. So what are the components of brand personality? We got, again, 4 elements. We got the voice, how your brand sounds and feels. We got the values, what you stand for, what does your brand stand for. We got emotion, so what people feel from your content, or even when they connect with you. And we got relatability, how real you feel. So when you talk about that, it's about sharing of lessons, not just wins. You have to show your vulnerability side when it comes to that. And like, remember, I talked about the last episode, the 6th episode. I said that you don't really have to bring everything onto the table, but you just have to have the self-awareness, what needs to be let out there, so that people can see that they can connect with you. When you're more vulnerable, people are going to connect with you more. So how to build brand personality? Define your voice. Are you the teacher? Are you the motivator? Are you the storyteller? Are you the entrepreneur, or a friend? That's up to you. The second, it's you need to humanize your brand. Share the small details, your habits, your flows, your lessons, all that. The third is use emotions intentionally. So it's always good to like mix inspiration with honesty. People remember how you made them feel all the time. Stay consistent. So, because we say that consistency is the new currency. So, let your tone and visuals and the stories that you tell match across the platforms. Your brand personality is the bridge between your expertise and your audience heart. So, now let's look on the third P framework, which is positioning, the power of where you stand. Positioning is your brand's place in your audience mind and the market landscape. It defines what makes you different, what makes you what makes you different. I'm laughing because I was trying to pull something there. And what makes you valuable and irreplaceable. If presence opens the door and the personality keeps people inside, positioning decides how long they'll stay. I repeat, if presence open the door and personality keep people inside, positioning is going to decide how long they're going to stay. And with that, I'm going to introduce to you guys the 3 layers of positioning. Number 1, it's the industry positioning. And the focus here is where you stand in your niche. You have to understand that. So myself, I might say, I'm not just a coach, I am a transformation strategist. So the second one should be audience positioning, who you speak to. You have to understand that. Who are these people? Who are your audience? The third one, it's a value positioning. What makes you different? So you have to have all these three layers of positioning. And how do you strengthen your positioning? First of all, it's the clarity of niche. Know who you serve, the problem that you solve, and what makes you unique. We also have the signature framework. Create your own language or even a model, e.g., the three P's, the brand I am, and also elevate framework. So the other thing, it's going to be social proof. Collaborate with people. So the more you open yourself, and that's what I'm saying, you have to be visible. Tap into your visibility. Go out there and even, you know, engage with people so that, you know, people will see the strength in you. Because obviously, you know, media features strengthen perceived authority. So it's very important to put yourself out there. The other thing is consistent communication. Stay in the same thing. So say the same thing, not stay. Say in the same thing in different ways. And I think yesterday on the episode, I said that, you know, on the, I talked about how reputation breeds recognition, but you have to find a way to twist it and say it in a different way. So reputation isn't boring, it's branding. The more you show up and repeat the same thing that you want the outside world to know, the more, you know, they will be magnetized by it. But obviously you have to tap into your creativity, and it's up to you to know how you're going to deliver that. So let's talk about the relationship between the three P's. The presence, the personality, and the positioning, because you know they all have a relationship between the three of them. So the presence, it's how people notice you. Do you get attention when you show up? The personality, it's how people feel about you. Do you build connection with people? Positioning, it's how people think of you. Do you earn authority? So all the time, I want you to remember, darling, that when all these three P's are aligned, it's going to create more like a magnetic ecosystem. People don't just follow you, they remember you, they refer you, they speak your name, and also they respect you. And you know, that is the only way you can be able to work through the 3P framework. You need people to notice you, you need them to feel you, and also you need them to always think of you. Or when someone mentions something similar, they instantly think about, so and so does that. So that is just the way to build a strong, to master, you know, your personal branding. And I will talk now about the practical tools we can use, you know, so that, you know, we can have a strong brand. First, we need to audit our 3P. So the 3P audit, very important. Ask yourself, how do people experience my energy online and offline? That is the presence. Personality, what emotions do people associate with me? Positioning, what am I known for in my space? And if you can't answer that, it means you don't know. So you have to go back to rebranding and, you know, get to know how, you know, you can come up with your 3Ps and what resonates with you. It's not just doing some guesswork. It's about doing what aligns with you, what you feel called to do, what you're so good in doing. So it's important you identify one area to refine this month. So you don't have to do them all at a go. So you can just take about presence. You work on it. You can ask people out there what they think about your experience. You know, what the experience they get from you when they're together, or when they see you somewhere, or when they go to your channel. How do they feel about you? So you need to do your homework thoroughly so that you can come up with the right, you know, ecosystem for you that's going to work for your brand. So the other thing, it's about, you know, we need a practical tool towards signature sentence. I want you to kindly write your brand power sentence using the 3 Ps. Now it's after you've done your homework with the 3 Ps, with the presence, personality, and positioning, and now you come to the signature sentence. So and this is how you're going to put it. So I show up with, you need presence as an adjective, connect with personality tone, you pick one, and stand out through positioning statement. So you can just say like, I show up, with calm authority, connect through authentic, and I am able to align and stand out as a mindset and purpose strategist for women all over the world. Or you can pick whatever that works for you, whatever in whatever position that you are at, or whatever background your career is based on. So you need a signature sentence. So let's say that before I think that's the end of our 3P framework and influence and position, and I think there's nothing I've left behind. So I would wind up by saying that influence isn't about control, it's about contribution. You don't chase influence, you become it, you embody it through your purpose with presence, personality, and positioning. So when your presence commands attention, your personality is going to build connection. So, and your positioning is going to earn respect. You don't just need to beg for opportunities or for people to come and support you or whatsoever, or even to buy to on your product, or even to listen to your podcast or whatever. They're going to find you. They'll be your tribe, and those people are always going to be chasing you. It's not you chasing them. So the most powerful brands, they don't compete. They stand where they belong. And that, my darling, is the end of our today's episode. And see you on the next one.
Ninani wewe tu